see me and to be able to see everything I'm going to share with you today is YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook. That's where you can see the whole screen and you can see me. So let me begin. So today's topic is the real reason why people stutter. But wait a second, I haven't even introduced myself. I apologize. I am rushing to begin. So here we go. Deeter is here, and I have not been live for 9 months. Why? Because I was too busy, too focused on my work. Yes, I have been working still. I have been helping people to eliminate stuttering in only 3 days. Yes, but I wasn't even into making videos. I wasn't even into doing anything else. So, not even doing lives. What is it that I was busy with? Let me tell you. I just completed, I wouldn't say it correctly if I said we, myself and my mentor, Roman Snishko, as we call him, people professor, people's professor. Together with him, we have been working for a whole year on writing the final book from the series of the books I have. See, you see them on my background behind my back. I have written together with my mentor and actually alone one of the books he didn't write. I wrote myself. So we have written 4 books on the topic of stuttering, sharing the truth about what natural and normal speech truly is and why people stutter and what does it mean when people stutter. So finally, we have completed the main book, which is a true revolution in the world of speech and stuttering. The true revolution. And this book has been completed, but only in Russian. We just completed it in Russian, and yesterday I have started the translation. I have already translated like 10, 12 pages. Initially, when we started writing the book, my intention was to write about 100 pages, not more. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. But Mr. Snishko wasn't into it. He wanted to give it all. He wanted to make a summary of our work, his work of over 25 years and my work over 12 years in the field of stuttering. Of course, in the field of overall communication disorders, imperfection of speech, I have been working over, 40 years already. Can't believe I'm so old. Anyway, yes, guys, I see your questions. How can we purchase book? You know what? There's so many books we have written together and have been already translated. And if you want to see, some of the books are even free of charge. Others, of course, cost money. Otherwise, the government is not going to pay me for my work. Excuse me. Just woke up, hasn't been talking too much. So Nishan Kaivshan Shnav asked, how can we purchase book? And the answer is go to livestutterfree.com and purchase it there. There are so many books. Which one do you want? The last one is available only, the latest one is available only in Russian. And even Mr. Snishko hasn't published it in their copy of like something like Amazon. We have an English language world, but in Russia, the company called the publishing company is called Litres. It's in Russian language. He hasn't even published it there. It's just published in some website in Russia. It's called Boosty. So I don't know if you are in Europe and you can read and understand Russian. Yes, you can get it, and it's not that expensive. Okay. So the bottom line, this is a true revolution in the world of natural speaking and stuttering. So today, of course, I'm full of information and I can't stand. I want to share with you. But before we go, I need to answer your question, because once people ask a question, I always want, okay, you wave to admit. I don't know, it doesn't show more. Anyway, Instagram is always confusing for me. So I see that a few people are watching me on Facebook. Be ready to start a live video at 10 a.m. Thank you. Be ready to start. I thought I started. I just got notification on Facebook. Guys, I haven't done it for 9 months. If there are any updates to any apps, I may not be aware of that. Anyway, there was a question and I got to answer it. So give me some list of best books to overcome stuttering. Perfect question. We're going to talk about it right now. Stay with me, okay? Don't leave me. I'll talk about it. But first, I will answer your question about where to get the books, any of the books that have been already written in English language have been translated, and they have been published. Yes, some of them are on Amazon, but I don't even recommend you go and buy them from Amazon. Why? Because it's too expensive. You can pay much less and buy it from my website, because everything you buy and all the funds you donate to our nonprofit organization will come to me and support my work. Okay. But if you go to Amazon, I'm not going to get much. I'll get like pennies. Okay. And most funds will go to Amazon, again, to the system that I'm going to be talking about today, and that I am talking about like in the latest book. And I'm going to read the beginning of that book because I have translated it for today's live stream. Anyway, so let's go. Let's not rush. I am going switch to YouTube, or guys, switch to YouTube, to my channel on YouTube, on my Facebook, or on LinkedIn account, because I'm going to be sharing my screen right now. Okay, is this the way to do it? I'm going to make it even bigger. Okay, even like this. Perfect. So what you see now on your screen, okay, guys, on Instagram, I will move you like this. Okay, how do you switch? Oh, right here. Okay, I'll switch you to my screen. Okay, wave. Because you see what I'm showing on YouTube. So here we go. What I have now is, yes, this is the website. It's called Live Stutter-Free. When you land on my website, you will see this, right? Oh, I'll have to go to, let me switch to Live Stutter-Free YouTube. Okay, live. Let me go to live. Let me go here. Let me see. Perfect. I need to turn off the sound. Okay, I turned it on. I hope the sound is fine. Let me know if you can see it. Okay, so now you should see my screen. And this is what I am going to show to you. Okay, let me go to my website. Here we go. This is the best view. Okay, now I can talk. So when you land on my website, you go to courses and books. Okay, I'm answering the question where to get the books. These are the only books that give you the truth about what naturally normal speaking is and what stuttering truly is. Okay? Share this tab and stuff. Okay, I don't know what they want. I'm going to show you this. So you're going to land on courses and books. Let me know, guys, if you see, hi, 13 eats Rahul. Okay, hello. I just always smile when people write to me hello. What does it mean, hello? That's stuttering in writing. Okay, so wave to Sahin. So how to quit? Okay, so courses and books. How quickly do you want to transform your life? Do you see this picture? There are two long and short paths to your transformation. One path is very short. It's called to the right. You see my face? You see me? I am pulling someone's hand and I'm offering etalon mentorship to instant success. When you come to me, I guarantee 100% that you are going to understand and experience how normal people speak. And you're going to quit stuttering right away in only 3 days. This is what I offer, and I guarantee that it takes only 3 days to experience, understand what naturally normal speech truly is. And when you follow the norms, stuttering doesn't have a chance to exist. Okay, there is another path that you see right here. You see the guy? This is a stutterer, a person who stutters, looks at the other path, which, as you see, is not as straight as the etalon mentorship to instant success. It's called long, lonely path of trials and errors. That's what you all guys are going. You are meandering, going back and forth, left and right, asking questions about all kinds of things that are actually totally irrelevant to the natural way of speaking. Natural, and we're going to talk about it today. If you stay with me, you're going to learn shocking truth. Okay? I just don't want to rush ever anymore from this point on. So, how quickly do you want to transform your life? Do you want to go long and lonely path to trials and errors, or you want to just go in 3 days? Some people do it even in 1 day. And as you see, the guy on the picture, he looks at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. I forgot about the very first book. Yes, in 3 days. Nishank Vaishnav. Yes, in 3 days. I'll answer the question. If you want to know what I offer about etalon speech and blocking courses, this is a whole video of what we offer. Some people do it in 1 day. Some people who are smarter and their mind is not that much trashed, filled with the trash information, disinformation, misinformation that you all have, because that's what's being pushed at you by the system. The system, commercial system called stuttering cure. I also call, give me 1 second, I want to turn the light off because it's just bugging my eyes. I hope you can see me. I mean, even in this way. Then you go and scroll down And you see the Etalon Unblocking course for the elimination of stuttering. Exclusively for you, every course is individually customized to your exact needs. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It just shows to you life transforming benefits. What's going to happen to you, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. The one guy who asked the question, where to get the books? Of course, everything is online. Here are your books. Speech is a skill. Correcting speech of people who stutter, a guide for Etalon speech educators. Do you see that this is a video? You can watch it and you can see the real readers of my books, because that's my students. Those are my students. I have the video of one person who has read both books, and then he came to me to take the class. Why? I'll explain why if you want to know. But here are the books. 1, 2, 3, 4 books are here. And here are 3 translated books. The same books. What is the fee? Fee for what? This is not even an important question. It's not more expensive than money. It's just money. Not more expensive than money. Because the most expensive thing you guys have is your life that you keep wasting on going back and forth, left and right, meandering on the path to your successful life, to the freedom of expressing yourself in the way you want. So here we go. Some books cost money. You see 2 books, these 2 books, each of them is $50. Only $50. Yes, people who don't live in the United States, it's probably a lot of money. However, what's more expensive, your life or the book that will awaken you, that will share a lot of truth with you? I cannot guarantee the 100% elimination of stuttering after reading the book, because I don't know how well you can read and understand the information written in the books. Once again, because whenever you read, you experience a lot of disinformation. Written words are not precise. Written words are codes for the truth. And I don't know how well you can read and understand what the authors meant to tell you. This is why, yes, 2 books for $50 each are for sale. But look, there are 4 books, 2 more books that are free. Like, for example, One Lonely Climb to Success. One Lonely Climb to Success. It's free, you see? $0. A Tale of Two Geniuses, in very simply written, very easy to understand. Download and read first the books that are free. I worked really hard to write them, but they are free for you. Why? Because I want you to learn the truth. Only after you know the truth, you stop believing lies. You want to learn more and you want to come to me, take the class, and free yourself from this crazy, absolutely insane idea that stuttering could be a sickness, that your speech could become ill, and that there is something wrong with you that doesn't allow you to speak. No, this is all a whole bunch of lies. And don't you think that those lies have been pushed on you for no reason? No, there is a big reason. Guess what the reason is? To make you stupid and dumb, to believe these lies and believe that you are genetic freak, that there is something wrong with you, that you need to keep coming for a cure for the rest of your life. Or you need to accept it. I am a stutterer and it will never be cured. And guess what people do when they believe such a lie? You know what they do? They keep coming for support of the system. It's a commercial project of the system, commercial project of making money on people who are not really that smart because they've been brainwashed since they were young children. And as you know, young children believe all kinds of lies. Okay, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna go back to StreamYard. Okay, here we go, and I'm gonna switch Instagram people to my face, whether you like it or not. Here is Anna Deeter, 65-year-old lady, old lady, has been in the uh, area of communication and imperfection of speech for over 40 years. And let me tell you, I know exactly what all speech therapists are doing with you because I was the one who was doing exactly the same with people who stutter. And I believe this is my karma today. I can't even retire. I want to retire. I want to rest already. Let me tell you, I have only one eye that can see. I can see only with one eye. Okay? And I'm still ready to do my best to translate the latest book as soon as possible. Okay? Anyway, let me go to your questions, guys. Let me make just me. Okay, so once again, my website is livestutterfree.com, and this is the website that you can learn a lot of truth. But hey, I forgot another thing that I need to recommend to you. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, I want to tell you that before you come to me, I recommend you go to, okay, let me go back, courses, right? Have to switch back to the screen. Yeah. Okay, look at this. Back to the website. Okay, hope it's not gonna fall. I have a bad folder of my phone. It keeps, okay. So I am going back. I'm going back to, let me show it to you. I'm gonna go back to my home page. Here we go, home page. Guys, by the way, I want to ask you, is there anybody out of you watching me is a pro in Wix? Because I just lost someone who created my website in Wix. I would be considering hiring you to help me to move around stuff on Wix, because not that I cannot do it myself, I just want to preserve the health of one eye for translating of my book. So here we go. You land on my homepage. You see this orange strip? It says, "Welcome to the land of truth about stuttering." Then you go and you see this. Watch how our students transform their lives. This is all easy, okay? And then you go, too good to be true, blah, blah, blah. And it says, click to see the webinar. You see this? Click to see the webinar. Learn the 4 precise steps our liberated students took to achieve their stutter-free life in such a short time. And then you see this link, watch the free. Again, I'm gonna underline free. It wasn't free for me. I still remember I had to pay 12,000 American dollars to have professionals creating this free for you webinar. Okay, watch the free webinar now. You click here and guess where you land? I do things that marketers told me not to do. I don't care whether you're going to give me your information, your, not website, what do you call it? Email, so I could keep bugging you with offering my services. No. Here is the webinar. You click and you watch it right away. And see this? The webinar. And below the webinar, it says, click here to schedule your free consultation. Free! Doesn't cost you a dime. I paid 12,000 American dollars. You don't pay a penny. Okay? So, because I don't work for the system, I work for people. And I don't care much for money, but I have to care about it to keep going. That's why don't even ask me questions how much it costs. It costs not more expensive than money. Exactly the same amount of money that I need to continue educating people who stutter about the truth. Okay? If you are interested, then focus on that. What is it that you need to learn, and not on how much it costs? It's actually just money. You can always earn money. I have had students who would be working for a year to earn money for the class. Some of them, depending on the country, some of them were able to apply for a loan from a bank and then paid back with a credit card or whatever. There are ways to get money. Money is easier to get than information that I'm sharing with my students. And stop stuttering in only 3 days. Experience what normal speech is. Okay, so I hope I answered the first question, where to get the book. But please, I don't recommend you join me, you schedule the free consultation until you watch the whole about half an hour webinar, okay, a little more, and understand it. If you didn't understand, watch again. Got it? Give me likes and hearts if you understand this. Okay, so now let me go back to the niche archive. Sorry, I cannot read this. It's in some kind of other language. I'm gonna put Nishankvai, Nishankvaishnav. Okay, let me answer the first question that was asked. Okay, let me go back to here and here. Okay, the first question I have, let me go back and see if there, yeah. Okay, give me some list of best books to overcome stuttering. Okay, we've done that. How can I connect you? On Instagram itself or LinkedIn? Anywhere you want. I'm everywhere, my dear. I'm on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on YouTube. And if you go to the website again, if you scroll down, there is link. You push connect with an Deeter. Schedule the free consultation. You can't just think of, oh, let me take this course. No, don't take the course until you understand what is exactly I do. Don't even waste your money and time until you understand what is it exactly I do with people who stutter and why they become from stutterers, severe or less severe. And all of a sudden, in 3 days, you see them. Like when I show before, they go, oh, they can't speak. Or they just make mistakes, small mistakes. And at the end of the class, they speak like a normal human being. Why? What is it that I do? So let's go. Your question. So once again, how can you connect me? I am available everywhere. Next, Hello. Okay. Next, is it possible to overcome stutter in 3 days? How? Yes, that's a great question. And again, see right away the person asks, what's the fee? Who cares what the fee is? You first understand what is stuttering. Things that you know is a whole bunch of lies. It's something you found from the society that completely doesn't understand that stuttering is a business project created by the system, commercial system, to make money on confused, lost people. This is who people who stutter are. Stuttering is not a sickness. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. You have a perfect body, perfect brain. Nothing is wrong with you. And everything you see online, everything your speech therapists tell you, everything, and everything. I repeat it 3 times, not because I'm a stutterer, but because I wanted to repeat. Every little piece of information about stuttering and speaking is a whole bunch of lies. Why? Because if speaking was so difficult, I wouldn't have the picture behind my back. Do you see these guys behind my back? Do you recognize these guys? Parrots. Are you aware that parrots can speak? Okay, sorry, Instagram people. I didn't switch back to myself. Okay. Do you see parrots? They speak. How do they speak? Do you think that they are smart? No. They're as stupid as you can't imagine. Yes, they probably are not stupid in the way, I mean, people can be. They have their own consciousness at their own level, but people who stutter are much smarter because they're people. And look at the size of the brain of these parrots. It's just like this, like a little pea. They have the brain, but it's very, very small. This is why they can only remember and imitate. They can listen to a human and they can imitate only one word. Only one word. And if you leave parrots with the radio or tape recorder for a couple of weeks, and this tape recorder or radio will be playing the same, like 5 words, then you'll hear that parrots will repeat perfectly those 5 words. Why? Because that's natural. And guess what? This is what natural speaking is. We learn spoken words. We learn them not from the books, not in the written way. I want you to understand the whole thing, the whole lie, the whole international fraud. When you were young, for some reason, you stopped looking at your mommy and daddy's mouth, stopped imitating them like a parrot. Everyone has a different reason, of course. Okay, don't take it lightly, things I'm telling about. This is the whole reason millions of people on the planet stutter. And that's what my book is about, okay? I am explaining it in the latest book. If you read and understand Russian, go to Mr. Snishko and get it from on Boosty. He just published a PDF version of that book. Okay? So, the bottom line, when you were young, when you were totally young, you were still learning to speak to like your parents. You were looking, watching their mouth, and you were imitating the way your parents were using their mouth. You were doing the same. But then something happened in your life. Everyone has his own story. Something happened. It could be that your parents were not really good speakers. Unfortunately, this is very often the case. It could happen that some trauma happened in your life. Maybe your parents were arguing with each other in front of you. Maybe they were screaming at you, scolding you. There's so many reasons why a child stops observing their parents' speaking behavior and begins to look away, hides their eyes, looks away from his parents' mouth. And when this happens, yes, hey Roger, yeah, thank you for joining. I see you. Sorry, guys, I am focused on explaining first, then I'm going to go to your questions, okay? Just bear with me. Okay, so then after the child stopped imitating the parents' mouth, or Roger just reminded me another case scenario. When the child was born to a not really good family, like biological parents were not really good, socially good. There was no, the family was in trouble. Sometimes there are drug abusers, there are alcoholics, there are mentally unstable people, any kinds of parents. Okay, they still can have babies, right? So, and then after that, the child was taken out of the family and placed in a foster family. And before this child was adopted, the child was moved from foster family, from one family to another family. And I learned a lot of stories about this unfortunate situation in the life of a child. And of course, the child was scared. The child didn't know who to trust. And of course, this child wasn't watching the new peoples. They were strangers in his life, new set of foster parents. And guess what? He was not watching this new parents' mouth. And unfortunately, with this kind of things happen, what do parents that want to support their child, what do they do? Because that's what the government tells them. That's what the system, commercial system tells. Take your child to a speech therapist. Go ahead. It's better if you take your child earlier to a speech therapist. And that's when the whole fraud starts. International fraud. It's not just in one country. It's all over the world, in all countries. Okay? And if a child didn't go to a speech therapist, then the parents begin to show him letters. So what happens when the child gets help from other people who are not really understanding what normal speaking is? People begin showing him letters because too many people believe that reading, writing, and speaking is the same. No, it's not. Okay? It's totally different functions of our body, different skills. And if let's talk about the first case scenario. You went to a speech therapist, and the first thing the therapists do, they show flashcards, picture of some object with the letters underneath, right? Write to me if this is the case, if you even remember that. So you started learning words, having letters in front of you. And you attempted to learn to say the spoken word, the oral word, not by imitating like a parrot the mouth of people around you. Instead, you tried to say an oral word by sounding out Letters. But what are letters? What are they? Are they the melody? Are they the like oral word? It's just a bunch of sounds, right? But letters are a bunch of pictures. Pictures. Do you understand that? I truly hope you do, because I am a little bit rushing to explain it. I'm so excited about that. Okay? So answer this question. What do you have over here? Is it a printer to print out letters, or it's a player, audio player to play melodies, melodies of your voice? Take time. Think about it. What is it you have? Right here, you have a player that can play only melodies, can play only tunes. Every single oral word is a little tune that we play. And guess what? We play it. Normal people play it automatically. Automatically, we do not need to do anything. Our mouth works automatically. And to be precise, it's not even the mouth. You don't even know what it is. When you look, of course, you look at my mouth. But my mouth is just like a hole. It's like a hole. But what's moving, that's what's sounding out the oral words. And while writing this book, I have come to conclusion that I will have to accept the Russian term to indicate the name of the speech instrument that is truly making sounds of speech, sounds of your voice. Okay? And I'm using this new term in the book. I'm not going to talk about it now. Maybe I will. We'll see if you ever ask me. Okay? But the fact is that every piece of information you've ever learned about speech, about stuttering, is a whole bunch of lies. And these lies have been created and pushed in your mind on purpose. It's not a coincidence. It's not an accident that you learned it. No, the system works very, very well. The system of lies. And if you've ever watched the movie called The Matrix, then you will understand what I mean. Nothing personal, just business of making money. If you want to truly understand what is it your body does automatically to speak, you got to come to me. You can read books, of course, but after that, you have to come to me, because not too many people can read well, understand well, and apply exactly the same meaning that the author meant, okay, when the author explained things in the books. So let me go back now to your writing. Sorry, I was very focused on that. Let me see. Okay. Oh, there is something else here. I have joined, someone wrote, I have joined so many courses, but I can't overcome my stutter. That's why I'm asking about fees. Hey, I hope you understand it now. It's all done on purpose. They want you to keep coming to different courses, but all of these courses are about the same. If you are the one who is still with me, Nishan, that's how I'm going to do, Nishan on Instagram. If you are the one who is listening to me, because I see that on Instagram, I have only one person listening to me. Understand, every time you come to course, what is it that they do? They immediately begin giving you written words, letters, and they tell you different techniques, how to make it easier to say the written word, a picture, with your player. How to adjust the picture to play it with a music player. I mean, this is insane. It's genius, of course, for the system because that's how it confused people. Every time, Nishan, you would come to a speech therapist, to any course, even courses that are taught not by speech therapists, by some other people who just decided to make some money on the side. They found something that worked for them just a little bit, but I haven't seen even one former stutterer who claims he's a former stutterer and who doesn't make speech mistakes. He still stutters. He just doesn't care about it. Okay? So the bottom line, if you don't know what normal speech is, and if you don't let your mouth, the moving muscles of your mouth, to work automatically without helping them in any other way, in any technique, then guess what? Your moving parts of your mouth will work automatically. Just don't stop it. Don't poison it with all kinds of techniques that you have learned, because that's what the system has been doing for almost 200 years. And if you want to learn more, download my free ebook, Learn the Whole Story, A Tale of Two Geniuses in Stuttering, how one Russian genius, how do you call it, invented and the other one debunked the fake stuttering illness. I wrote here disease. It's free. You can read it, no problem. Okay, it's free. Here, the one who asked the question, how do you overcome your stuttering? It's a great question. You overcome stuttering by joining the normal people, joining, connecting to the naturally normal actions of other people. Join me, join other people speaking normally. You don't abuse your, almost said the word, your mouth. You don't abuse your speech tool. Don't do this to yourself. Let it go. But you probably don't understand what I mean when I say let it go. Because your mind is filled with a lot of disinformation, a lot of trash. And that's what doesn't allow you to use your moving parts, moving muscles, moving speech muscles in the way Mother Nature intended you to use it. Okay? So let me go. Okay, I think I'm done with joined. No more questions on Instagram. One of my friend doing stutter, and after some time I faced, yeah, thank you, Nishan, that you mentioned it. Exactly. When people who stutter are spread everywhere, and stuttering is contagious. Why? Because it's fun. Children look at people who stutter and they have fun imitating them. And it happens just like this. When someone around you stutters, it looks so cute, looks so amazing for a child. They don't know what's beneficial for them, I mean children, and what's harmful. They don't know. Children imitate everything. Okay? Especially what is different from the boring, the same speaking. Like I am speaking, nothing is new. It's boring. Nothing is exciting about the way I speak. It's the same. It's never changing. And for children, when they see and hear someone stutters, they begin to do the same. And when they do it with enthusiasm, with even if they make fun of a person who stutters, when they bully a person who stutters, imitation works in this way. The more you imitate something wrong, the sooner you're going to begin doing it. Okay? And it's really hard to get out of it because you don't have the perfect example of how to do it right. You don't know it. The only way you can learn how to speak like all normal people on the planet is watch people's mouths and do the same. Do the same. But you are not. My mentor, Mr. Roman Snishko, I was a speech therapist. I couldn't figure it out. He did. Over 25 years ago, he figured it out. What is it that people do automatically to let their moving muscles, speech muscles, produce any oral word, spoken word, just like parrots, in exactly the same way. Okay, so whenever you look at the stutterer, 100%, you're going to learn to stutter, especially if you don't have, like I do. I mean, I know what normal speaking is. I look at stutterers. God, I've been looking at stutterers for 12 years. But guess what? I am still understanding what they're doing wrong, and I will never, ever do the same. Okay, someone else wrote, and it's funny, look. Okay, someone wrote, I stutter as well, but I am building myself. Okay, building myself. What does it even mean? Oops, cancel. Wave. Okay, what does it mean I'm building myself? Okay, there are many. Can you type book name? Write it down. Grab a pen and write. Look, the books are behind me. Go to my website. I don't need to type it right now. I'm in the process of, okay. Just, it's funny. People who stutter want everything to be served to them on a silver plate. It's just amazing to me. Anyway, let me know who is this one person watching me. Okay, say hello to me so I could see who you are. Okay, sorry guys, I'm back with you, YouTube and Facebook people. First one, hello Anna, I'm very happy when I see you. Yeah, hi, I'm very happy to see you. But you gotta understand that to see me doesn't make your speech better. I mean, of course, if you are a smart dude, then you will understand my words. Of course, you can learn something, learn the truth, but you gotta come to me and take the class. Unfortunately, this is the case. The stuttering business is not interested on smart people. They want to keep confusing you. They generate their techniques of adjusting your speech muscles to pictures, written words. Like every day, probably something else. They generate something else. And you yourself also generate this kind of techniques. You look at the written words, the pictures, and you try to adjust your moving speech muscles that need only oral words. You try to adjust them. You let me know if you understand what I mean. Okay? Okay, me, yes, that's what I thought, Nishan. By looking at your messages, I figured that was you. Others already left. Or maybe it's late in India. That's where you're from, right? I'm guessing. I don't know. Are you from India? I have worked with so many people from India. By the way, you can go to my YouTube channel. There is a playlist on my YouTube channel, Live Stutter-Free. You go, students from India. There are like, I don't know, over 20 my former students, over maybe 30 already videos about people from India who were just like you, Nishan, They went through tons of different courses, spent tons of money, and they're still struggling. Okay. So let's go. Ma'am, I want to take it alone face to face. Is it possible, please? Of course, it's possible. Here is your question. Let's talk about it. I want to take it alone face to face. Can it be possible? Please. It's possible. But before you can take any course, you need to understand what this course is about. You gotta understand it. This is the reason I act not in the way all speech therapists and other guys trained by the system. They even they even claim they are former stutterers. Okay? I want to apologize, guys, because I've been so much immersed into Russian language. I'm feeling that when I'm speaking in English, I begin to forget words. I need to speak more in English. Thank God I still work with people who stutter, who speak English, and I am kind of practicing my words because repetition is the only way to keep your memory fresh. But go back to the question of Rashid Khan. So the reason I am doing what I'm doing, I'm acting as a people's teacher, not the system teacher. I work for people, not for the system. Understand, system is paying to thousands, hundreds of thousands of their specialists to confuse you, to give you absolutely crazy information. And let me go back. I'm not blaming those people because they are confused in the same way as you are. I went to the school, the system school. I was trained as a conventional speech and language therapist, pathologist, whatever. And I also didn't know what I know today. I had no clue that what I was trained was a whole bunch of lies. So I graduated from college and I went to practice these lies. As I mentioned already, this is why I believe, yes, definitely I will join you. Go do it. You'll learn a lot. So once again, speech therapists, speech pathologists, psychologists, neurologists, and other ists, they're very good people. I don't want to blame them in anything, but they are very much confused. They're brainwashed by the system. I explain a lot about this in my latest book as well. But I'm not calling, hey, let's go on strike against speech therapists. No. Let them make their money because they are making money. It's their business. I don't want to blame them. Okay? It's fine. Let them work. It's on their kind of, how do you say it? It's on their soul. It's their karma. Do you understand what I mean? It's their karma. I believe that the fact that I am still working at 65, it's my karma. Okay, but back to your question. Yes, it's possible. So schedule a free consultation. I never even watch how much time I spend with the person I communicate with. I simply answer questions. When you come to me, it's a free consultation. You don't have to pay it for it. I will answer all your questions, but make sure you bring your questions. Because people who stutter, most of them cannot even ask questions. They don't understand what they need to do to ask questions. They're kind of very interesting people, I'll say, okay? They come to me and they want to learn about something, but when I ask, what's your question? Person looks at me and goes, I don't have questions. I'm like, why did you even come to me? Prepare your questions. When you come to me, when you come to my streams, ask questions. Otherwise, you're not going to learn what you need to learn. Okay? So schedule a call with me. I'll answer your questions. I'll determine what is it that you want, Rashid, in your life. What problems you have, what blocks you have, because we all are different. We all have totally different life experiences. And the amount of lies we believe in our mind is different. Okay? This is why the courses I teach are not as cheap, because it's private. It's a custom made lesson plan. I clear the mind of my students privately. I can never group my students. It's impossible. If I could group, then of course it would be like, I don't know, $100, and I put together, I don't know, 1,000 people, and this would be enough for me to run the program, right? If it was possible, but it's not. It's possible only to clear your personal blocks. I need to work with you personally, face to face. I don't know what you mean face to face, but working through Zoom, through Skype is face to face. Okay? So, hi, let me go to the next. Okay. Edward wrote, hello, ma'am. So you say that fluency is just a muscular stuff. No, I didn't say that. You misunderstood me. So this etalon method is not including the subconscious part of stuttering. This course is called psychophysical. Psychophysical. We address everything. Did you hear? I just explained. Oh, let me click on you. It's a very good question. Here is the question. Hello, ma'am. So you say that fluency is just a muscular stuff. No, it's not just that. Because when you make a mistake with your muscle, what does it show? What does it indicate? That the plan for this muscular action was wrong. The mental plan was wrong. Here is a simple example. You're walking on the street and you are moving your legs and not a good example. Let me give you another one. Okay. So the mental plan for doing something should be exact. It should be correct mental plan. And then your speech muscles will follow it exactly. So for example, if you want to, here is a good example. You enter the dark room, okay? And you cannot see anything in this dark room. You cannot see where the switch is. So you enter the room, you know it's somewhere here in this area, right? You want to turn the light on and you go like, oh, where is the light switch? The mental plan is to find the light switch. That's why you are stuttering, kind of stuttering. Where is the light switch? I cannot turn it on. Only when you touched, and you felt with your fingers where the light switch is, now you have a plan to turn it on. And your hand, your muscle, will do it because your muscle knows how to turn this light. The muscle, it's a muscular memory. You don't need to do anything. Do you need to help your finger to push the light switch? Of course not. It's going to be turned on automatically by your finger. Push it, push it. Your finger knows, your finger remembers how to do it. Now back to speaking. When normal people speak, they never ever think how to speak. Never. They just select the speech subject. What is it they want to talk about? which is usually, normally one word, one spoken word, spoken, not written. Okay, spoken. I use the word word, oral. Okay, it's oral cavity here. It's actually not mouth, but anyway, for you, I'm going to use this word. In the book, I'm more precise. Okay, as I said, I am introducing a totally new term to indicate what the natural speech tool is that we use automatically when we speak. So back to your question. Whenever normal people speak, they select the spoken word, the oral word, and the moving muscles do it because it's never different. They remember how to do it. There is a muscular memory. Do you understand, Edward? Write to me if you got my answer. Okay? So the Etalon method is the method of Mother Nature. It's not the method of Mistress Nishko. No. Okay? It's the people's method. People for people. Method for people. You will never find anything like it in the system methods, because system methods all push written words for you. Written words and techniques how to produce written words, pictures with your moving muscles, speech muscles. Okay? We talk about subconscious part of stuttering. And again, you don't even understand what it means, subconscious part of stuttering. Tell me, write to me, Edward, where did you even get this BS? Subconscious part of stuttering. Where did you learn about that? Where? Who told you about subconscious part of stuttering? Please write to me. From speech therapists? From things you read about online? From something that confused people are talking about? You don't even understand what it means, subconscious part of stuttering. Even in the way you ask the question, Edward, I see you, yes, sorry. It's just your writing is covered with my phone where I still have one person on Instagram listening. That's why I don't hang up on Instagram. See, I'm doing it for you. I recommend you join my YouTube channel. It's much easier to talk on YouTube because I push the questions and you can even see what question I'm answering. Okay, so let me close. Edward said he got it. Hide. Let me see if there are any other questions. From Olga Bednarski, if you know her. You know what? I've heard about this confused lady as well. I've heard she has Russian name, and understand that Raman lives in Russia. And yes, Olga has been listening to him, but she doesn't understand really what she's talking about. She is, you gotta understand that she's also a dreamer and she's also a former stutterer. She claims she is. A lot of things that she's talking about, maybe not bad, but have you heard this idiom that a barrel of honey can be spoiled with a spoon of oil, like black oil, like oil of that they use to make gasoline. Okay, let me put a barrel of honey can be spoiled with a spoon of gasoline. That's what she is about. But if you like her, I don't stop you. Usually people go to her and then end up coming back to me. Okay? I've heard about her. I've heard about a lot of various people. They claim they know something because I'm not hiding information. Raman is not hiding information. We're sharing. We're writing books. But let me ask you a question. who is the one who has written tons of books. Look at that. Tons of books. Tons of books. Who are these people? Right here. And Raman has even one more book. See, we have one extra book, each of us. Like, for example, this book, he didn't write. It's totally my book that I simply downloaded from Facebook communication messenger. And this is my conversation with one of my former students. Okay, I downloaded, published it. Okay, of course, Mr. Snishko doesn't have it, but he has another book that I never translated. It was too difficult to translate. And I just didn't believe that simple people would read it. It was a book that would be nice for speech therapists to read. Okay, I wanted something more simple. Okay, so that book is called The Stutterer's Bible that some of you have asked me about. I was working on it. I was changing it to the mentality of English language speakers. And then we started working on this book. I switched to this. See, it's not writing. When you write a book in Russian and then you begin to translate, it becomes a very much different book, because I adjusted to the mentality of English speaking people. See what I mean? It takes a lot of time and a lot of vision. Anyway, okay. Let me see. Okay, there are no other questions. Then, you know what? I've been on for an hour and there are still 4 people are watching, guys, and 1 on Instagram. Do you have any questions? If you do, go ahead and ask. If not, I actually have prepared the beginning of my book. I just wanted to show to you the table of content and the beginning that I started translating. Would you like to listen to it? Would you like to see? Let me know. If you do, then I'm going to begin doing it. Yeah. Edward wrote, thank you for sharing. Let me show this. Okay, thank you for sharing those things with us. Yes, Edward, I'm actually waiting to see you in person because you've been coming. I remember you were coming to me 9 months ago. You were joining my live streams. But see, this is what I'm talking about. Nothing changed in 9 months with you. You got to come to me in person, on Zoom, on Skype, wherever you can, and learn the truth. Learn the truth, because no one can explain it to you. Not people who pretend they know something, okay? It's impossible. You gotta experience it with your muscles. You gotta experience it with your sensory. You gotta have a sensory feedback from the moving muscles. How did you learn to walk? Nobody taught you to walk. You did it on your own, right? Nobody taught you. Let me hide this. Who taught you to hear, to listen to people? Who taught you to see people? Nobody. You did it on everything that you can do today. You did it on your own, right? But you were still young and nobody confused you back then. But then you became older and you started listening to confused people. You started imitating bad speakers. You started imitating things that you shouldn't have done. Let me give you a simple example. When people are surrounded with smokers, guess what they begin doing? Their hand reaches the cigarette because they want to be like others, and they begin smoking. It's very easy to grab a bad and develop a bad habit. It's very easy, but it's much more difficult to quit it. Much more difficult to go back to the normal behavior of a human being without any abusive habits, smoking, doing drugs, drinking alcohol. But if other people are doing it around you, you may grab this bad habit and you begin imitating other people doing bad things. If you are surrounded with people who use bad, filthy words, then guess what you're going to be doing? You will begin using these filthy words. Okay? This is who we are. We are parrots. Naturally, people are humans. Okay, nobody wrote to me, so you don't want me to read the beginning of my book? Then ask questions. Or I'm going to wrap it up. I see 5 people here. Okay. So let me see if there are any questions here. No more questions on Instagram. Okay. So 5 people. I am going to open the book. I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm stop screen. Okay. Settings. It's in the Word document. Okay, I want to have a free consultation with you. Do it. Go and schedule. But tell me one thing. Have you watched my free webinar? Yes or no? You can even put a plus or minus. Have you watched it? Because after watching the free webinar, people usually schedule calls with me. Not a lot. But some of them, this part I don't understand. They listen to it. Maybe they don't understand what they heard. They didn't understand what they heard because, of course, it's created for people who speak English as their first language and they understand it well. Okay. But once again, it's a pre-recorded webinar. You can always come back and listen again. You can go to the dictionary. You can work with it. You can understand words I say there. And some of the words are even written on the screen for your convenience, because I know you have the written vocabulary. You know a lot of words, written words, but the oral vocabulary is close to zero, close to non-existent. This is why you stutter. People stutter because they don't have the memory of oral words. Oral words. If you have any questions, I can go to this. Yes, so long time ago, but I'm going to watch it again. You don't have to do it again, but if you want to, you can, of course. So the bottom line is, I am here to those of you who truly want to become free from the system, from the matrix of lies. The system has created you the way you are. From the very young child, you have been disconnected from the way normal people speak. From the normal speech, you have been disconnected from your early childhood. Why? There are many, many reasons. So when you come to my classroom, you immediately get connected. You join the natural norms of normally, naturally speaking, adequate people, normal people. Okay? Okay. So let me now, okay, there are 3 people are watching, 2 dropped. Okay, so let me see if I can share. I'm going to begin it. Where is it? Settings. Oh, present. Haven't been here for a long time. Share screen. Okay. Share screen. Okay, share screen. I can share entire screen. Here we go, entire screen. Now you see everything that I see. It's entire screen. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to grab my book. Here is my book. This is what you're going to see, guys, on your screen. I'm going to make it bigger. Okay, I'm going to make it bigger so you could see it better. And I'm gonna make it here better. Okay, here we go. Let me make a smaller. Let me know, how do you like the translation of the title? Because in Russian it sounds a little different. Okay. This is the title translated to English. Awakening Stutterers, Truth to Perfect Speech. You see what I mean? That's what it is. Okay, awakening. It's in Russian, it's called consciousness revolution for people who stutter. I asked my husband, who native English speaker, he says, no, doesn't work. So I played it with him. He said, this is better. So I have translated a few pictures, a few pages, and I will be reading them to you. Let me know if you listen. I can't see whether you're listening or not because I also see only my page. According to your faith, be it done to you. That's the words from the Bible. So this is exactly the truth, that whatever you believe, if you believe that you are sick with incurable stuttering, then you will have the light, the life you will have. You will be fighting a ghost called mysterious stuttering sickness. You will believe it. If you still believe that there is something wrong with your brain, that there is something wrong with your speech apparatus, with your breathing, with your whatever else, that's what you're going to be believing, and that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be fighting it for the rest of your life. And here is the little citation directly from People Professor Snishko. Okay. It says, revive the freedom of perfect speech in 3 days, thanks to knowledge about the natural norms of oral speech and the ability to strictly observe them. You will quickly forget about the incurable stuttering and join the universal norms of speech actions. Your normal behavior is your excellent result. So if you know what normal speech is, if you know what to do when you speak, just like all normal people on the planet, this is your excellent result. And you get it right away. It's not even 3 days. I've had students who would begin speaking absolutely normal at the end of the first day of the class, which is about 6 hours of my time. Okay, so here is table of contents, summary of previous books, because that's what I'm going to be reading to you just a little bit, because I haven't even finished its translating. Before you can understand the summary of this book, you need to have at least some basic information that we have explained in the previous books, and that's what I'm going to read about for you. The preface about this book, what makes our approach to the stuttering problem so unique? What is in this book? Who this book is written for? What to expect after reading this book? Part number 1, transformation of a system speech therapist into a master of perfect speech. Here is the part where I'm explaining how I, myself, became transformed from a confused speech therapist. I was this way for 30 years of my life, right? And then I transformed into a master of perfect speech. What you hear me do, the way I speak today, I consider myself a master of perfect speech, a master of perfect speech. And what I mean by that is it's not just presenting something that I have learned earlier, but it's about the way I speak, just like all normal people. I improvise in any situation. I know how to say any word with accuracy and ease in any situation. And I don't have to switch words that I don't know. I select words that I know, and I know how to do it. Okay. So part 2, what is a business system? I go into the really details. We go into details. What a humongous international business system is about, the matrix of lies. We explained about the distorting mirror of the greedy system of lies, greedy to make money of confused, lost, naive, not really smart people. Number 2, business system for stuttering treatment. It's specifically what they do with you, people who stutter, to believe that you are broken morons, broken, helpless people who cannot speak. What is it they do to make you go from one course to another one in details? The number 3, career in the stuttering cure matrix. Again, I'm based on my experience, how I went through the career of a speech therapist, how I made it to become a highly regarded speech therapist in Russia. It was the degree of higher speech therapist. I don't know how to even call myself. Okay. Number 4, this is explaining how the life outside the system looks like, because you all are still in the system. And I am inviting you to leave the system of lies, escape the matrix. You don't need to kind of scream against speech therapists, go on the street, make a revolution. No, you don't have to. Just leave them. Leave them. Stop believing their lies. Okay. Part 3, why you started stuttering, or stuttering is experiencing difficulty. That's what it is. That's what stuttering is in reality. Experiencing difficulty, right? Tell me, write to me, because when I come back, I will see what you wrote. Okay. And here in this part, we are giving 3 chapters that provide 3 stories of real students that we worked with. These are kind of collective images. We just gave them even more than they have been through. So you could kind of connect, you would understand that you've been through the same things that they have been through. The things that happened with you in your life happened with them. You will see it. You can, what's the word I'm looking for? You can relate. See, I'm forgetting English words. You can relate to them. Okay. Part 4, why do you still stutter? Again, we are going through the same stories and giving explanations. The story itself is kind of highlighted in a little gray background, but together with it in the same chapters, I have explanations of like theory. And part 5, again, the real way to freedom from stuttering, or path, probably not real way, real path to freedom from stuttering. And the continuation of these 3 stories, how all this, the same 3 students became stutter-free in only 3 days. Part 6, who and why will never stop stuttering. Yes, there are people like that. There are people like that that will never ever stop stuttering. And this is a very unique, revolutionary information that I will translate soon from Russian. You will understand what kind of people will never stop stuttering. I can just tell you in brief, the ones who are still asleep, who are still hypnotized by the lies of the system. You still believe lies. You're still doing a lot of things that the system trained you to believe. Okay, we're going into little details. What is it? And the first chapter, as you see on YouTube, the ones who are watching me on YouTube, you see stuttering web woven by the system. It's like a spider web, around the globe. You see this picture? A spider web around the sister. Do you see who is sitting in the over the web, on the web? Let me show. Someone is watching on Instagram. I'm going to show to, oops, I'm going to show to that person as well. Do you see that? You see that? That's what the stuttering cure system is, like a spider web. And what do you see on the back? What sign do you see on the spider? The dollar sign. And it's all over the world. But the image I have photoshopped, I have created, you see the fire all over this system. That's what's going on today. It's the time of awakening. We've been living in the time of awakening when the truth becomes evident. Okay? Not to all of them, all of people, but some of people. Okay? So this is what I'm talking about. Let me continue. Let me move Instagram a little bit to the side. Nah. Okay, I'll switch back to me. A person has left. Okay, cool. So let me go back. Let me quickly look if anybody is even listening to me. Let me see. No. Okay, yes, people are listening to me. Communicate with me, guys, because I need to know if you're listening. I don't want to sit here and waste my time. Time is the most expensive thing in our life. I don't want to waste it. Okay, so stuttering web woven by the system. And then we go in details in the personality traits that you guys have. Personality traits. It's really hard to take, but don't take it hard, because that's what the system has made you. Laziness, lack of oral verbal experience, emptiness of memory. Take it. Try to take it. Laziness. Because for a normal person who doesn't know how to do something, they just do it again and again, and they do it. But laziness is a big trait of most people who stutter. Not all, but most. If you're not a lazy guy, maybe you're lucky. Okay, you're lucky, but it's very rare when people who stutter are not lazy. And even the ones who have been through my program, they sometimes are also kind of lazy, because they know what work they need to complete after the class. They need to learn, build their spoken vocabulary, their oral words. They need to learn these words, and it takes about a month to build the muscular memory of your moving muscles, speech muscles. It takes about a month. They know what to do. They begin doing and then they drop it. They are lazy. Laziness is a bitch, sorry to say. And because they don't complete this very important work, the memory remains empty. I'm just kind of briefly explain. Number 3, the behavior of a self-tensing dummy. Yes, you guys act like not really smart person when you tense your speech muscles. You are the one who tense them. And you don't know why you're doing it. You tense your own speech muscles and then you say, I block. You tense by acting it in speech incorrectly. Okay, you tense it because the mental plan that you have is wrong. And you tense your speech muscles. Of course, for normal people, it looks like, is this guy dumb? Why they're talking like this? Why are they doing this? It's totally stupid. Why are they doing this? Okay. Number 4, fears, fantasies, delusions, and myths. See, remember someone asked me that if I address psychological things, fears, fantasies, delusions, myths, all these things you guys have in your mind, okay? And fears, of course, are different. I mean, we're talking about everything. I explain everything during the class and in this book. Lack of a logical personality, inadequate self-esteem, harmful desires. Yes, you guys want to do something that hurts you. You want to do it. Why? Because the system trained you to do it. Okay, you want to adjust the written word to the player of music. You're moving speech muscles. Why are you doing it? Because that's what the system has trained you to do. Pathological deceit. How do you see? I'm not sure how to read this word because I got it from the dictionary in a written word, in a written way. Deceitfulness. I think that's what it is. Okay. Pathological. You believe, I mean, you're so easy to lie, and you yourself lie to other people and to yourself. Okay. Unbalanced attention. Your attention is everywhere. Whenever you speak, your eyes move up and down, left and right. I can tell that your attention is discoordinated. It's unbalanced. Victim role. You're playing a victim role. I am poor stutterer. You do everything for me. Don't expect me to do something. Poor me. Greed. That's a big thing. Huge. It would have been first. Greed. People who stutter are greedy in so many things. Whenever they speak, they want to grab too many words at once. It's a greed. They want to run too fast because they want to grab, I mean, cut the time. They want to pretend they are the best. They are cool. They can do it better than others. It's all coming from being greedy. And they don't even value the time of a person who is mentoring them. Let's say with me, they are greedy even with me. I share my time, my information with them, the experience of God, over 40 years of experience, but they are so greedy to invest in the course and to send money to the mentor. They believe that someone needs to give them everything for free. No, it's for free. Give me everything for free. And when I don't give the information and time for free, they become angry at me. They don't want to pay for even their own education. They go, give me everything for free. Give me everything for less money. That's the first question I hear from people from when they learn how much they would have to invest. They say, why it's so expensive? Because that's what I have. There is nothing more expensive than my life, my time. And you do not appreciate it? So once again, how much does my time cost? How much does your time, your life cost? It doesn't have a value. There is no value on that. It's so valuable. Our lives are the most valuable possessions we have. Nothing is more expensive than our life, our time. And when my students come to me, I give them my time. That's it. I don't even think about money. That's it. Sometimes people come back again and again and again, and I give them my time freely. I never even ask them to pay for my time because they have already paid when they took the course. Okay, and it does happen that they get confused. As once again I mentioned to it, you guys have difficulty understanding. Very often you take it in one ear, let it go from other ear, you don't understand and you don't remember what you just heard. I have to repeat it again and again, the same thing. I have to find different words to explain. And you don't want to pay. You are greedy to just go to work, earn money, and invest in this 100% valuable. It's like air. You need this information, but you don't want to do it because you're greedy. Once again, greedy, stingy. Okay. Part 7, world, this is also world of norms, word of norm against anti-world of anti-norm difficulty. Anti-norm is when a person having a difficulty. And this is amazing part of the book. You got to understand that a lot of things in the book are being repeated because we are showing it from different angles. Different angle. Okay? And sometimes you will go like, wait a second, I already read about it. But you read it again. There is a reason we have done this in our book. Okay? Because people who stutter are not good readers, most of them are not good readers. They don't understand, they don't remember, they have hard time understanding, paying attention. This is why information sometimes is being repeated in different parts of the book under different angle. Okay, so there are all kinds of things here. I'm not gonna even read this now, it will not help you. Summary at the end, conclusion summary for those who have read the book. For Usta's tool. Usta is the name, the term that I am introducing to the new science, because science is mostly a whole bunch of lies. And awakening is happening today. They have lied to us about almost about everything, right? So the bottom line, there are 4 tools that we create our speech with, 4 tools. And until you don't get familiar with these tools, you will never stop stuttering. Never, ever. You will continue doing things that the system has trained you to do. And again, it's all going to be in the book. I don't know how much time it's going to take me to translate the book. I guess 4 or 5 months. I'm guessing if I work really like nonstop. But then I would have to find a professional editor who would edit my book. I don't want to make mistakes in the book, right? So it's probably like 6 months away forward. Hopefully, I'll have the strength and the funds to do it. And guess where I get the funds to do it? My students join the class. They invest, the ones who are not greedy, invest in my work. And that's how I'm able to work and continue writing books, translating books, doing lives, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But right now, I don't have even 1 student scheduled. So until the next student comes, I would have to do some other work to make money. Okay. But then I will not have time to translate the book. Okay. So let me look what you guys are doing. Okay. Yeah, I got 1 like. Thank you. I actually think I deserve many more likes, right? Do I deserve likes? Hey, Instagram people, will you give me likes? Looks like everyone is watching. Everyone is mesmerized with the things I'm saying and not even giving me hearts and likes on anywhere I am. Okay, so 3 people are still listening. Let me continue then. Let me begin reading. Did I close it? Wait a second. I think no, I didn't close. Okay. This is my screen and this is, okay. So introduction, I'm going to begin reading the introduction of my book that hasn't, thank you for the hearts, Instagram people. Thank you. You are not greedy now. You are, what's the opposite word? Greedy? What's the opposite? See, I forgot. Giving people. Right? Okay, so let me switch my screen to the page of the book because I want you to see the picture. Okay, this is the picture that I want you to look at. Okay, once again, Instagram people, my recommendation, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube, you will see everything. Okay. Summary of previous books. Dear readers, do not rush to start reading the first chapter. This book is the logical conclusion of 4 books written and published by the same authors. To understand the content of this new book, you need to have at least a brief grasp of the information presented in. Someone is calling me. Sorry, guys. Let me hang up. Okay. Sorry, got interrupted. This book is the logical conclusion of 4 books written and published by the same authors. To understand the content of this new book, you need to have at least a brief grasp of the information presented in the previous books. The picture of the world in the mind of people who stutter must be changed. Hope you understand what I meant. The picture of the world, the way you see the world, it must be changed. Good job, Edward. He just got a book. Yay! Got at least 1 book. Okay. After all, the worldviews of a stutterer and a normal person are radically different. A normal person lives in the world of norms, but a person who stutters lives in a virtual world full of lies and fantasies. I'm going to tell you that your world, people who stutter, is completely different from my world and from other people, because that's what the system wants you. The system wants you to be confused. The system wants you to believe lies and fantasies that you find everywhere, online, in the speech therapist's offices. It's everywhere. Imagine a person who never removes virtual reality glasses. You see people who are on Instagram. Do you see this picture of a guy wearing VR glasses and he never removes them? Imagine he wears these glasses that impose some false obstacles on the picture of reality around him. Because of such distortion of his sensory perception, he behaves different from everyone else. Under the influence of deceptive glasses, a person is disoriented and he experiences difficulties in his behavior. He sees and feels things that other people do not see or feel. His reactions to various life events are very different from how all normal people react to similar situations. People who stutter are such people in virtual glasses of stuttering. See the guy? This is who you are, people who stutter. You are a person in virtual glasses of stuttering. Okay? So let me switch. Okay. For as long, yeah. People who stutter are such people in virtual glasses of stuttering. The task of the authors of this book is to help them take off these deceptive glasses in order to see reality through the eyes of an ordinary person. For as long as people who stutter remain hypnotized by lies of the system, they will never change the, oops, I cannot see what what I'm reading. Okay, you know what, guys? I'm going to switch. Instagram people, I will switch the view back to me. Okay. And I'm going to just read. Okay. My folder is breaking. Okay. So as long as people who stutter remain hypnotized by lies, they will never change their abnormal speech behavior to normal. They will be doomed to wrong actions that cause difficulties, tension, and stupor of their body and mind. I hope you understand what the word stupor is. I was the one who introduced it to the English-speaking world. If you want to know, again, buy my books. It's explained in all my books that are just here. It's explained in this book, first of all, what stupor is. Okay, sorry, I'm talking to Instagram people because they can see me. First of all, let's understand what stuttering actually is. Stuttering medical condition doesn't exist in reality, just as neither Superman nor Santa Claus exists. These characters are virtual. Okay, are you listening, Instagram people? Send me indication. Okay, I don't know if we're actually talking for too long. Maybe I should continue next Friday. You know what? I'm going to stop right now. Okay, it's enough. I have spent too much time already. Okay, present. Present. How do I stop it? Ah, cancel. Okay. Hi, I'm back. Okay, screen sharing was canceled. Make sure you click. Okay, so 2 people are still with me. Thank you so much for staying with me, and I will do my best. If there is no student scheduled on the next weekend, then I will do next Friday. I don't want to stay over 2 hours anymore. Okay, here is what Roger wrote. Great stream, Anna. Look forward to the next one. Guys, you bring other people who stutter to me. Let's begin doing word of mouth. Stop believing lies of the system. Just spread the word of truth among your friends who also stutter. Otherwise, we will never break this vicious circle. We will continue to struggle, and our children will continue to struggle. Our grandchildren will continue to struggle. For what? For what? Do all this struggling? For Mr. like Uncle Sam get more money out of you. I am a people's teacher. I don't work for the system. I work for people. If you want, I can work for you. I can help you in only 3 days. Experience what naturally normal, automatic speaking is. Automatic speaking is. Yes, you would have to use your mind to select the speech subject. What is it you want to say? The word, the spoken word, the oral word, yes. But the rest is none of your business. Do you ever do anything to make your eyes see, to make your ears hear, to make your finger move, to make your lungs breathe? Do you ever make them work? Of course not. And that's what our moving muscles of the mouth are, speech muscles. They will work without your help, without any help from you. But don't attempt to give them written words, letters, pictures, syllables, phrases, sentences. Don't give your speech muscles things that your speech muscles cannot accomplish. Don't do this, okay? Don't be greedy. Don't attempt to grab everything at once, because normal people add only one spoken word, not spoken, oral word to their speech muscles. And their speech muscles do it automatically without your help. I don't hide it. It's very easy. But until you come to me, at least for 6 hours of my time, it's 1 day. I don't recommend it, but people are so skeptical that they sometimes go like, let me try. So if I waste money, they're used to wasting money. Okay? They've been lied to so many times. And when they come to some new program, they want to just not to risk too much money. This is why we offer 1-day class, just introduction into the class. The first day when you learn the theory, what your speech muscles are, why they're working without anyone's help. Basically, if you are smart, you can join the world of normal people during the first day of the class. I've just had several students who have done just that. At the end of the first day, they started speaking normally, just like everybody else. But the work is not over. Of course, they need to build extensive, sufficient oral vocabulary, because once again, you guys don't have it. Lots of love to you. And if I'm okay, I'm gonna publish the information again, the commercial. I'm gonna advertise my next Freedom Friday, and I'll see you next Friday, next week, right? Or you can see me much earlier if you schedule a call with me one-on-one. Lots of love to you. Bye-bye. And now, share. Okay, and here and stream.